guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, Makes Movies. If you are new to this channel, this is basically where I talk to you guys about my passion for movies. This goes from collections, hauls, reviews, and today's video, so let's get into it. Okay, so, like I said at the end of last year, I was going to review all of the Disney classics. I was hoping to do it last year because obviously it was Disney's 100, but of course it fell through. So now you're getting one every week up until I've reviewed every single Disney film, as in the Disney classics, so all 62 of those. I ain't going that in depth. I'll be here for years. But yes, so like I said in my original versus remake video of this film that I've done, if that film gets picked, because I am doing it as a random number generator, I'm letting the number be picked for me, and then I do a review for that film. Now, obviously this week's one was Peter Pan. So whenever there's a live action remake for one of the reviews I've got to do, that will be that week's original versus remake. So hence why I got Peter Pan. But apologies, this video is late. It kind of backfired. But yeah, so let's get into it. So Peter Pan, I grew up with because of my sister. She really loved this film growing up. This is one of her favourites, along with Robin Hood. So for me, I was sat there watching it with her and she'd watch it all the time and she really enjoyed it. For me, I don't know why, but I always struggled to get into Peter Pan, which is funny because now I love pirates, I love fantasy, I love magic, I like anything sort of like fantasy-like. So you'd think that Peter Pan would be one of those films. But over the years, it has slowly grown on me. So I haven't watched it as often as things like Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Bolt, things like that. So compared to some of the films I've watched multiple times, this is one of those ones that I've watched once in a blue moon. So, of course, funnily enough, this is the very first one I review. So the Peter Pan story, I know the original one is very dark, and I'm glad Disney didn't go down that route. Because with this version of Peter Pan, it is very magic based. So because of all the colours, the animation, the characters, you do feel that magic. You feel the fun, you enjoy it. But for some unnamed reason, I just can't fully get into it. I enjoy it, I have fun. I really don't know what it is, but it's one of those things where I really wish I could fully enjoy it, but I can't. I don't know why. It's just the way I am. It is one I definitely would recommend to people to watch, just because of the simple fact of it is a classic. It's a Disney classic, and it's one of the good ones. It's one of the earlier ones. So if you want to see something from early Disney, this is one I would recommend. I do enjoy all the characters. I do have a good time with them. I think Captain Hook is a fun villain. He'd make my top 10, I would say, of the Disney villains. I might do that in October potentially. That might be a video. But yeah, I just don't know what it is, but I just struggle to say that I fully enjoy this film. It's not my go-to film. When I think of Disney, I think of obviously the two that I've mentioned, but I also think of Princess and the Frog, Tangled. So whether that's because I grew up on those films compared to the ones from earlier on in years, because I am a 90s baby. So for me, my Disney was things like Emperor's New Groove. It was Bolt. It was sort of like the 2000s to 2010 films. They were my Disney. So for me, when it comes to the Disney classics, what might shock some people is that when I do eventually get this ranking done, they might see a lot of the classics further down than they should. But that's just my own personal opinion. I'd say I just don't know what it is, but I just really struggle to get into it. I do enjoy it. I have a good time with it. But it's not one of those ones where I think, I want to watch a Disney film. What do I want to watch? Peter Pan. You know, it's not, I don't know why. I mean, maybe it might be because even though my sister was watching the Peter Pan one, I was watching Return to Neverland a little bit more. I remember that one more than I do the actual first one. which I think it might be due to the fact of, you remember those trailers you used to get on the VHS, and they used to do the home video trailers, and they were like, look at the next home video movie, and then I'll see Peter Pan Return to Neverland was one of them. But yeah, I enjoy it, but not as much as I would like to. I can see why my sister enjoys it. You know, she really enjoys the Peter Pan films. I don't think she was a massive fan of the remake they've done. I think if she has watched it, I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I will say it's not my favourite version of Peter Pan that I've watched. I haven't watched all of them, obviously, but the one that I do surprisingly enjoy the most is Hook. I don't know why, but out of all the Peter Pan films, that's the one I enjoy the most. That might change when I rewatch it, because I haven't watched it in years. But yeah, I enjoy it, but not as much as I would expect. As weird as that sounds. It might not also help that, for me, my Captain Hook is Killian Jones from Once Upon a Time. If you have not watched Once Upon a Time, seriously recommend you do, especially season 2 onwards, because it's got Killian Jones in it. But that version of Hook I like, but maybe that's because he's a bad guy, like he's got the sass and everything. But yeah, so for a first review, this is a very 50-50 review, because I am very 50-50 on it. So I do apologise that it's sort of like a weird review. But like I said, for me, I was more of the 2000 to 2010 Disney. So when it comes to my ranking, like I said, you will probably see more of those films at the top more than the classics. So you might be shocked by my ranking. It might be completely different to how yours is, but everyone has their own personal opinion, and I think it's great when rankings are completely different, because I think when you feel like you have to copy everyone, it's then like, that's not you. That's not your personal opinion. That's not what your favourites are. So to me, I think when a ranking is completely different from anyone else's, I think it's amazing, because it's nice to see people that don't like films that you like, or that you don't like films that people like. I love seeing the difference, and I don't know why people get up in arms in it, but I think, to me, everyone has their own personal opinion, everyone will have their own rankings, and at the end of the day, Peter Pan would probably make my top 20, potentially top 25 maybe. I'm not sure, but we'll get there. But yeah, so that is my first review of the Disney classics. I did technically do Snow White last year, but I will do a re-review of that. Because new year, new start. But yeah, so I'm not sure what the next one will be, because I will not be picking that one out until Monday. So it could be one of the newer ones, it could be an older one. It just depends on what the random number generator does. And if you want to check out my original versus remake on this film, go and check that out. I'll put it at the end of this video so you guys can click on that. But yeah, so like I said, when I am reviewing the classics, if there's a live action remake, that will be the original versus remake for that week. However, what I have done is that if it isn't one of those, I have got one planned. So there's always going to be an original versus remake, whether it's a Disney one, I don't know where my voice went then, whether that's a Disney one or a different one. So I already know what I want to do if the next week's one isn't one with a remake. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this first review. I look forward to reviewing these films because I have seen a lot of them, but the more earlier films, there's quite a few I haven't seen. So I look forward to giving them a watch. And also I'm hoping Wish, when I get to that one, that will be on Disney Plus, because I haven't seen it in the cinema. So I'm hoping that will eventually go to Disney Plus. Probably will, but with that one, I'm hoping that don't come up as a random number generator thing until further down the line. If that one does pop up, I will have to pick another random one, because, not going to lie, my finances aren't great at the moment, so I can't even, rent a film, so... But yeah, so sorry for babbling. We'll finish this video now. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this review of Peter Pan. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. Leave me your comments and thoughts on Peter Pan. Is this your favourite version of Peter Pan? Is it your least favourite? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!